the beautiful world of horse racing.
Welcome to the Braylon Edwards Show with Shep.
Touchdown, Braylon Edwards. Braylon Edwards, touchdown, Michigan. Running pattern to Edwards, touchdown, Michigan.
Where we bring you the best in sports, entertainment, and insight. Join us every weekday from 2 to 4 p.m. as we break down the latest games, analyze the biggest plays, and dive into the hottest topics in sports. We'll have exclusive interviews with your favorite athletes and guests, and you'll get a front row seat to all the action. So tune in to the Braylon Edwards Show with Shep.
Got one-on-one going end zone. Edwards in the air. Oh, what a catch by Braylon Edwards. His second touchdown of the game.
On the Woodward Sports Network, where sports comes to life.
The Pistons.
What's your take on group chats? That's what I want to know. I want to know what your take is on group chats to start our program.
This good show talking about the Pistons after
my God,
that baseball game last night. You hush your mouth over there, Ricky Bobby.
Here's what I believe is part of the problem. And hello. A lot of times,
by the way, you're not going to gloss over how smooth that shirt looks. You're not just going to start having a conversation when you're looking smooth like that, Shep. You deserve to be noticed.
Hey, zoom in on it, Kool-Aid.
It's a very nice shirt.
Yeah.
No need, please. We don't want people tuning away from us. We want people tuning in.
All right,
there we go.
That's first and foremost.
Ooh, look at that.
That's fret. That's dope.
That's dope. I gotta be honest with you. I rarely pick out my own stuff. Like I'll pick out suits and sport coats because I love going in men's clothing stores.
Okay.
I mean, I have a hard time leaving without buying something. But usually my wife is buying everything for me.
She has great taste, and so you like the shirt.
Yeah, and you've got one like this, and I appreciate you look a hell of a lot better in it than I do. But hello. I mean, there are times where I'll text Braylon in the morning, and the first thing he says is, good morning. You got to make sure you got the good morning.
Oh, yeah, I don't play about the good morning.
That's really important. So
trajectory. I'm
good,
a trajectory.
You are. You're. It's a vibe. So good afternoon to all those people in the chat, and we're glad you're with us. I was at the Pistons game last night.
I'm surprised I'm up right now, by the way.
Oh, did you stay up 18 innings? Did you really stay up 18 innings? Did you guys stay up 18 innings?
No.
I did.
Wow.
So I think it was one of those
Good
phases.
for you.
No, we'll jump right back into the Pistons. I think for me it was the NFL game kind of bored me, so I kind of dozed.
It did.
I dozed off in the fourth quarter, like early in the fourth.
Mm-hmm.
By the time I woke up, game's like 1 minute left, and I'm like, man, I'm about to go to. Wait, what? What do we have here? Look at this little gym I stumbled up on. And then it's like you're feeding into the frenzy of what it was, the moment, and what can be, and who could be the hero, and the stars still there, and the people still there, and who was just doing amazing things. We'll dive into that a little bit later. Mm-hmm. But I just got caught. And I think that nap gave me a second win, so I was able to stay up till 3
o'clock in the morning. Good for you. And then you get up and you do your workout. That's fantastic.
Workout 6:45, 7.
The thing I loved most about that, I know people will look at 18 innings and 6 hours and 39 minutes. Okay, the 18 innings, as you know.
No more Paisley. Every time Paisley sings, this is what happens. The two 18 innings in World Series history, our Paisley was the singer before. He did wasn't it Brent Paisley?
Oh, was it? I didn't know that.
In 2018, he sang in the beginning. 18 innings.
Okay.
Last night he sang in the opening, 18 innings. No more him.
That ties a record. So the 18
stat.
innings for a World Series game. Wow. Yeah. Okay. So it must have been the Dodgers because he's a big Dodgers fan.
In 18 or 19.
Okay.
They won in 19.
All right. The thing about that is because there were so many scoring chances, I think that's what made it entertaining. It would be really difficult to sit through that if you're going 1, 2, 3 in the extra innings, all of them. You know what I mean? So. I mean, I enjoyed for as long as I stayed awake because I left that Pistons garbage after 3 quarters. That was horrible stuff, absolutely horrible. And it's not a huge deal, right? I mean, it's 4 games for crying out loud. There's no need to panic, and there's no need to judge and all this other stuff. The only thing I remind people, and there were a lot of people around me, I'm like, listen, I love Cade Cunningham, but MVP candidates And this is an aberration. This is not a norm for him. But MVP candidates don't go 3 for 14 have more turnovers than field goals made. They don't. Okay? People around me were like, well, they played last night. I'm like, so, excuse me? Excuse me? We got guys who are 21, 22 years old. They played last night. They played against Boston during the day. And then the next night, you're going to sit there and try to convince me that, it's too tough on the tail end of a back-to-back? Stop it. All right? It's a young team. Cleveland's good. Don't get me wrong. Detroit is undermanned. I understand that too. But stop with the excuses, okay? Stop with the heart and lead with your head and recognize, you know what? They weren't very good last night, period. And they've got to be better. And everybody has to be better, I might add, okay? Jalen Duren, Cade Cunningham, all the way through. It's those situations where you're missing Sasser, you're missing Ivy, you're missing LeVert. Those are more important pieces than maybe we've realized. And when Duncan Robinson stinks up the gym, that's a problem too because he didn't shoot the ball very well again.
100%. I would say this: it is very early in the season, so I won't dive into what the Pistons are, what they're not, and things like that. Just exactly like you said, it's early. But there's one thing I will point to that was their Achilles heel last year. It was Achilles heel in the playoffs, and it doesn't seem like it's changed. It's the first quarter. Like, legitimately, the Pistons are averaging giving up 35 to 38 points in the first quarter. Like, that's not good basketball. Like, they legitimately putting themselves behind. That was a big issue in the playoffs, and it's still the same. I want to say in the 4 games they've had, they were 39 to whoever, 35 to the Bulls, 35 again, 33 again. Like, this isn't conducive basketball because when you're starting off, it's super slow. You're figuring each other out, and now you get into the fourth quarter, and you're looking at the fourth quarter, you spotted them 12, 13, 14, 50 points, and you're trying to play catch-up in the fourth quarter when the other team is warmed up. That's something that J.B. Bickerstaff and those players have to get figured out. They have to get the first quarter figured out because they're not good enough a basketball team right now.
Yeah.
To give up all these leads and to fight from behind in the fourth quarter.
Well, I thought you were going to bring up the turnovers. They had 25 cough-ups last night.
You don't even. That goes without saying.
Yeah.
Like, that's not needed to beat that drum 100%. For me, it's a more particular emphasis. It's the first quarter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no.
Is there any validity to that, Mr. Piston?
No, I was going to say 100%. It's the energy. Aside from the talent and the players that they're missing, that all-out energy that we see when Ron Holland comes into the game, it can't be that wide of a disparity between he and the rest of his teammates. Like, other people have to go out there and give their all because they are shorthanded. They aren't going to be the most talented team every night, and I was screaming for this for a long time. They need more pure scorers. That's why I was like, look, I'll take a flyer on a DeMar DeRozan or a Zach LaVine, guys who can score at will at a high-efficiency clip and a half-court offense, because otherwise – it looks like this. A lot of guys kind of standing around, a lot of guys not cutting, a lot of guys not moving, people not diving on the floor until it's too late. And by that time, now what? You're expending too much energy just trying to get back.
Yeah, I wouldn't say either one of those guys would be a flyer. Those guys are proven commodities. You know what I mean? I thought last night watching a little bit of Lauri Markkanen would not have been a bad trade acquisition. That's not a bad suggestion.
We've been trying to get him here for 3 years.
Goodness.
Yeah. The only thing I would say, and you're right about Ron Holland, it's not that everybody else plays with a lack of energy. I think they play with a lot of energy. But they just couldn't shoot. They went 0 for 17 during the stretch last night. I literally looked up in the middle of the second quarter, and I said to the people I was with, I said, have we scored in the second quarter yet? No.
They almost went a full 12
we haven't.
minutes.
So, yeah. So it wasn't just – I don't want to say Ron Holland's exempt. He's not. I mean, he missed some 15-footers for crying out loud. Those are buckets you've got to make. But you've got to treasure the basketball more. We said this, remember, in the offseason. We said if you're not going to have – if you're going to lose Malik Beasley, 319 triples, and you're going to lose Tim Hardaway Jr., 168 triples, how do you make that up? Duncan Robinson made 190 a year ago. He's struggling. Yeah. Everybody else is going to have to find a way to score. Asar Thompson, Ron Holland especially. Look, you're young guys. You want the opportunity. You got the opportunity. You better take advantage of that chance. And, again, it's so damn early. But that's what I'm going to be monitoring all season long.
Two things. One, as it relates to Duncan Robinson, one of the things I thought about with his trade in terms of what he could be here, Duncan Robinson's always operated with the Miami Heat in a space where, like, they weren't expecting things from him. Like, once he started shooting threes and got good, it's still Bam Adebayo. It's still insert the top 3 guys they had at the time. Max Strus was shooting threes. Caleb, they were shooting threes. So it was, I have game, but I'm operating within this space, but you're not leaning on me a ton. Tyler Hero was the guy.
Correct.
You bring me here, and you're legitimately bringing me here to replace a guy that kickstarted this team into what they were doing last year and a couple other guys. So I think there's a lot more pressure on him. The other thing is when you have something that's new and that forms and that is great and it creates a vibe and you go into a space. Talking about what the Pistons were last year, 14 to 44. We know the story, the whole 9. When that thing is, it's new. It's in the beginning phases, and you took, we'll see if we get one back, but you took essential pieces to what that thing was and then said, hey, you were that good last year, cool, we'll take these pieces. We'll take a Dennis Schroeder. We'll take Schroeder. We'll take a Tim Hardaway and send him to Denver. We'll take Malik Beasley. We'll see what happens with that. And we'll just, we'll add Karis LeVert. We'll add Duncan Robinson. What they had last year was special. And I'm not saying that they can't get back to that because I don't want to do what we did for the Lions before the season. But sometimes in basketball, it's not like, replacing 3 pieces out of 61.
You're right.
You're replacing 3 pieces out of 12.
Not even. I mean, really out of 8 or 9.
And one of those pieces is kind of the identity in what they had last year for, if we don't like it or not, Malik Beasley.
Oh, yeah. I think both of them. I think Beasley and Hardaway were part of their identity. I agree.
That's going to be tough for the Pistons in the beginning is finding themselves without that.
Yeah, we have to remind folks, I mean, as good as Duncan Robinson can be as a shooter, he's never averaged more than like 13.5 points a game. He's an 11 points per game in his career kind of guy. I don't know if you can – I said this about Zach McKinstry, and I know a lot of people didn't like it. He's 31. He is who he is for the most part, okay? So expecting him to be something different, you're going to be let down. The expectation, for me anyway, is a guy who's going to give you 12 points. Okay?
Yeah. And Shep, you remember at Media Day as well as going into training camp, my questions to J.B. Bickerstaff and Trajan centered around, do you think you guys effectively did enough to replace those vets? Because when I looked at the sheer number, just the sheer volume, Tim Hardaway was one of those guys who helped spur them in those first 17 to 20 games of last season.
For
and then
sure.
Malik Beasley and his energy before his 3 started going, his energy, he was diving onto the floor, diving into the crowd. These were things we hadn't really seen here, and it was spurring this Pistons team on.
But let me just ask you this:
about their culture, and it's like they haven't quite struck that recipe yet.
I agree
with these other players.
Can I ask you this though? Do you have to replace it, or do you have to have guys grow from within? I don't think they were trying to replace it.
Yeah,
I think they're trying to
I
take
agree with that.
younger guys and say expectations are. There's that word again. Are going to be higher for you. This is what is expected of you.
Ding, ding.
Ron Holland can shoot the 3. Asar Thompson to a certain. Karis LeVert is not a 3-point shooter. I tried to tell people this. He's not. Duncan Robinson is.
Rim.
Yeah, I mean, if you got 2.5 on average, if you got 2.5 threes per game from Duncan Robinson and 12 points, you'd be happy.
Yep.
Karis LeVert's not going to be shooting threes. He's going to defend like a son of a gun, and he's going to hit your mid-range jumper and
Two
and
low
dribble
volume
and drive.
scorers.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So the younger guys need to elevate their game. Yeah. My concern, and look, Cleveland's really good, and they're long, right? You really notice it.
Yeah.
My hope, and again, can I just preface everything almost all the time? It's 4 games for crying out loud. My concern is Isaiah Stewart falls in love with the 3 and wants to start shooting threes all the time. Meanwhile, you've got, Mobley is a guy who can do that. Detroit, I don't think, has a big who can do that, and I know people are searching for that. And then Jalen Duren. When's the game going to expand? When is his offensive skill set going to expand? He made a couple of moves last night that I was encouraged by, but overall, it's got to improve, right?
Yeah, 100%. Like, legitimately, I want to say not last game, but the game before that, Jalen Duren took a shot. It was a 17-footer. Took a shot it. He had been talking about being comfortable, and he and J.B. Bickerstaff had been talking about getting him comfortable with shooting those shots that he does in practice. Because apparently he's been one-on-one. He's been learning his game, trying to add to his bag, as they say. So, that looked good. But to your point, you got to see more out of it. You want to see more. Beef Stew never was excited with him being this underside. I told you, it's the Jason Maxill situation situation for me. At least Jason Maxill understood what his role was. His role was to be a rebounder, an aggressive, a physical guy down there, the intensity, the energy, not to step out and shoot threes. In this era that we live in, sometimes that becomes a thing. I want to shoot threes too. I want them to talk about me on these sports shows. I want my bag to go up in terms of money, not my skill set level. And I hope that that's not the case. I hope that he can find his way back to the things that we love would make him beef.
Yeah, and Orlando's in town tomorrow,
I'll
so
be there.
that'll be a really fun game to almost use as a bit of a measuring stick early on.
Energy. If they don't bring that energy, man, you understand what Orlando will do to them tomorrow. And
I know, and I think it's part of it. I do. The energy is one thing. Making shots is different. I want to make shots. And I think that's what you're referring to as well. It's not just energy. I want to see the ball go through the damn hoop. That's what has to happen.
At a consistent clip.
And I know that's hard. You're not going to win. At one point, they were shooting 25% from the floor. They're down 21. And I literally turned to a guy who I didn't know, and we just started chatting, and I said, this, honestly, I hate to put it this way because I'm not trying to be Kool-Aid. It could be a lot worse. I thought it feels like they're down 40, and they're only down 20.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. You're right. By the energy, it was what they did to turn defense into offense, turn their hustle into offense. Yeah. It's what we've seen a couple times with Ron Holland to be able to help spur some comebacks so far. And so if they don't do this against Orlando, who has some adept ball handlers, and some outside shooters, as well as this length, they have that brand of kind of defensive players that can cause the Pistons problems, and we saw that last night against the Cavaliers.
Yeah, they're really good. Quick question for everybody, because while I was watching Donovan Mitchell slice and dice everybody, every time I see him, I think what could have been, with all due respect to Luke Kennard.
You and the Knicks.
Yeah. But especially us, since he was taken right after us.
Yeah.
He missed no shots at his shoot-around, at his Pistons tryout.
Yeah, it was one of people who I know who were there told me it's the best workout I've ever seen. Okay? Which, Stan Van Gundy, smartest guy in the room, whatever, ruined the franchise for an extended period of time. As bad as Matt Millen at his job, believe it or not. He was as bad as Matt Millen was as the general manager, I believe. Who are the guys you look at and say, swing and a miss for Detroit? Who's the guy you look at watching any sport? Could be the Lions. Could be Micah Parsons might be the guy, even though, everybody loves Penny Sewell. We could have had that guy, and we didn't.
Randy Moss
Was it.
Because you got for me, this is my era. This is when I'm, because I think Randy's and Woodson's Heisman year is my freshman year of high school. So I'm 14, 15. I know what time it is. I'm watching the game. I'm knowing, or I'm hoping, I'm praying that I'm not too far from that. So to watch, I've never liked anybody that played for, when I say love, I've never loved anyone that played for the Lions except Barry Sanders. I liked everybody that played in terms of, I liked Herman Moore. I liked Benny Blaze. I love Jerry Ball.
Yeah.
I love Lomas Brown. Yeah. Outside of that, it was about, I have admiration. I have some respect. Randy Moss is my favorite player in college at the time, not named Charles Woodson. And I saw where the game was going. You mean to tell me I got this close to having my favorite player play for a team that I've never cheered for out loud? I would have become a Lions fan. I would legitimately be up here just as mad as everybody else in 2008. And you draft Terry Fair? I understand this is 20 other teams that did this, so I'm not it's not unique.
Yeah.
But for me, this would have given me the chance to be a diehard to my city and my team. And you didn't. You gave me Terry Fair. And then I legitimately went to the first Vikings-Lions game, and the very first play they threw to him was a zero screen. They just basically tossed him the ball to where he was at. He proceeded to run 77 yards for a touchdown and didn't get touched. Me and my dad was like, it's time to go to Thanksgiving dinner. So, Randy Moss, it's not even close.
Okay.
For me,
even the Carmelo thing, it's Randy Moss for me.
Okay.
Yeah. For me,
Carmelo's a good one, yeah.
For me, it's Stanley Johnson and Devin Booker. I wanted Devin Booker really bad.
Devin Booker.
I wanted Devin Booker really bad over Stanley Johnson because he's a really good three-point shooter. Thought we could have used him. Didn't watch a ton of Stanley Johnson, but it seemed like he was offensively challenged, to say the least. And I really wanted Devin Booker. Donovan Mitchell hurts as well, but Booker hurt a little bit more, I would say.
Okay. That's a good one. That's a really good one. I think that's a popular one, but it's an appropriate one, as is yours, not just the Moss. Some people may not remember that, but also, some of the other, the Carmelo, whether it be Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh out of Wake Forest.
He would have been.
Yeah, I was leaning that way because I'd only seen Carmelo national championship, only seen him 1 year at the Qs. Saw Chris Bosh at Wake Forest. Sorry, not many people saw Dwayne Wade at Marquette. I mean, if you went to school there, yes. Eventually, sure. But
the tournament was pretty much all you saw.
Yeah, that's all you saw. Chris Bosh, because of the ACC and Wake Forest, I think more people saw him. Anyway, really good answers. What about you, Kool-Aid?
Yeah, I was a mellow guy.
Oh, Georgia Tech. I said Wake Forest. My apologies.
Yeah. I was a mellow guy, but as it got closer to the draft, Dwayne Wade became somebody interesting when I started seeing his clips. He became the guy in that draft that I became probably the biggest fan of, because of the fact he punctuated in 2006 with that championship. But for me, it was tough. I liked the hype around Melo, but I just thought that there was something about D Wade, and when they went with Darko, it was like, okay, I trust you, Joe. Let's see what's going on. I know where the league is trying to head with these. We had Mehmet Okur and all that.
Yeah, why do we have to be the guinea pig?
My gut never felt like that was right.
I didn't understand that. I mean, I never would.
What I still hate about that situation is you're absolutely right. I think a bird in the hand is worth two in the bush, or whatever they say. Like, legitimately, I understand where the game was going. Mm-hmm. You saw Dirk Nowitzki. You saw AK-47.
Yeah.
There was a bunch of players at the time to where you're like, the game is going for him. The game is going to these guys that can move, can shoot the ball, maybe even shoot it from three, put the ball on the floor, etc. But what I watched Carmelo to do at Syracuse, like, take the other individuals out of the equation. Let's just focus on Melo. Mm-hmm. What you saw him do, like, that Syracuse team was not a national championship team.
Right.
Like, that team was not a team where you're at the beginning of the season talking about, oh, here's another diaper dandy, and he's got this guy, and he's got Akeem Warwick, and it wasn't that. It was a team that wasn't supposed to do what they did, and they went 19-1 at home. And then what he did, it's one of the best March Madness runs that we've seen in the last 25 years. Yeah. Well, was it 25? I'm getting old. In the last 25 years. And so what he did, what he got out of everybody, it's no way as a GM, it's no way as a front office, it's no way as a coach that you guys don't sit down as a collective and his name comes up and you say, hey, maybe 2 years from now we can pull the trigger on this Darko Milicic type situation. Yeah. But this year, we're drafting a kid out of Syracuse that we just watched win the national championship as an 18-year-old.
Yeah, and not just that. I'm looking at his skill set, too. I mean, the fact that he could score, could create his own shot, that he was an absolute money shooter. I mean, those are the kinds of things that I remember about that. So I'm not too surprised that the Kool-Aid went NBA. For me, it was, to be honest with you, I went NHL with this. I went the 2018 NHL draft, where the Red Wings drafted 6th overall. In their backyard, playing at the University of Michigan, was a young defenseman who could move the puck and score by the name of Quinn Hughes. And they chose to draft Philip Zadina. Yeah, I know. Ryan's he snickered a little bit. Quinn Hughes is now a captain. He's an Olympian. He has more points than anybody in that draft class, including Brady Tkachuk. And he is, again, was in their backyard. I mean, they were in need of somebody who could move the puck. They were in need of somebody who was a threat to score and who could take the proper angles, much like, and I hate to use this example, but because he's the greatest of all time to do that, was Nick Lidstrom. And the national team development program that changed hockey in America forever, that's the difference. In Plymouth right now, that's the difference. That's, if you want to know why Team USA has defensemen for 10 years or so. And they took a guy because of need. They wanted a guy who could score. We need scoring, so let's take a guy we think can score, who didn't score squat in the NHL. Nope. This guy not only scores, not only prevents people from scoring, sets other people up to score, and is an all-around great player.
He's total package.
Yeah, he's total package.
Lex Luger, I should say.
Yes.
Right and that's even crazier when you juxtapose that with what the Red Wings have been or haven't been. It's like, at least with the Pistons, we can always say, lick our wounds by saying, you know what, at least we got the championship in '04. But it's like with the Red Wings, when you're having misses like that and it's just compounding the situation when you haven't made the playoffs in a long time, that's a tough situation, tough scene.
Yeah, when you come from a family, and he's got 3 brothers all playing the NHL, when he was in the National Team Development Program, played on the World Junior stage twice. That's as high as you can get. And as I mentioned, played for Team USA and has done everything. So it's crying over spilled milk. They're still looking for one of those types of defensemen, if you notice, even though they have Mo Sider. But they're still looking for that guy. This guy would have fit the bill. And I think what frustrates us the most is oftentimes when somebody is in your backyard and you still don't get it done. All right, take a quick time out. After we hear from Ben Johnson and Art and Jakes, we're going to dive into what Shohei Ohtani did last night on the biggest stage, and it's mind-blowing.
Puts you in the mind of what other performances were that good.
Yes,
You
thank
might
you.
have some,
That's
huh?
a great tease. I'm sure you do as well. We welcome your thoughts in the chat here on the Braylon Edwards Show on a Tuesday afternoon right here on Woodward Sports.
Corporations, the government, and even your insurance company will do whatever it takes to minimize their liability, making it all your fault, and then also withhold your compensation. So you don't want them to do that? Quick call. And that call should be the Ben Johnson law. When something goes wrong, make Ben your first call. Get the fighter. That's who he is. Ben Johnson likes to fight, and he likes to fight for you. He is the fighter, so put him in your corner. In fact, he loves to fight, especially fights you know he can win, which is all of them. BenFights.com is how you get in touch with him. BenFights.com.
Trying to cut back on the really good stuff that is fun to eat and enjoyable. So it's crap like, well, it's not crap. It's stuff like cottage cheese and peaches and stuff. I don't want that. What I really want is what's on your screen right now, right there at Art and Jakes. Their sports bar and grill was a perfect place to watch the Pistons last night, to watch Monday Night Football, and to watch the World Series. Go back there tonight. They've got great specials on a regular basis. You can watch the Red Wings play against St. Louis. You can watch the World Series in game number 4, hang out, and you're never gonna feel like you're shortchanged because they got 80 screens, televisions with sports wall to wall. They've got 22 different draft beers on draft for you. It's everything you could want and more, especially with that good looking food right there. It's Jakes. And check out their menu. You can download their locations. All you got to do is go to their app, Art and Jakes. Join the AJ's fan club as well and make every day a game-winning day.
Planet Fitness now has even more best-in-class strength equipment. Join today for $1 down and save.
We're stepping it up.
We're not slowing down.
Finding new faith, new focus.
Love that new equipment smell.
So, you in?
Join the club today. Save when you join for just $1 down, $15 a month. Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet.
Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon. Braylon Edwards and Shep Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you. Every Sunday, there's only one place to get all your kneecapping, hard-hitting Detroit Lions coverage. Start your Sunday with the Lions Weekly Report with Broder and Terry Foster. Then, the Lions pregame show with Neil Rule and Sean Baligian. At kickoff, keep it locked in for all the emotions of the game with a live watch party with the heavyweights. Then, recap the game with the Lions postgame show with Anson. Game days, there's no other place to be than Woodward Sports. Live all game day. Go Lions.
Right.
Over 2,700 clubs nationwide with 50 metro in Detroit, or 50 in Metro Detroit. Access to the Black Card Spa, where you can recover with the hydro massage and other innovative amenities. Bring a free guest anytime. It's just $24.99 a month, and that's for the Black Card. That's for the Black Card that gives you all the amenities. But regular is not that much. It's only $12.99 per month. We're all strong on this planet, and that planet is Planet Fitness. Exciting new partnership with the Detroit Lions. Here we go again. People we partner with, they want to bring you to the Lions, give you and take you to the places you want to go. Want to win 2 tickets every Lions regular season home game? Visit one of their 50 locations in Metro Detroit to enter the contest. Sounds good to me. You enter at Planet Fitness. Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential.
Every day that ends in Y in Detroit got a lot smoother now. Sun Cruiser Vodka Iced Tea and Woodward Sports. We're all over the place. We're bringing you different watch parties, and oftentimes they are sponsored by Sun Cruiser Vodka Iced Tea. Real vodka, real iced tea, only 100 calories and 4.5% alcohol. It's perfect if you want to have a party. It's perfect if you're hosting a tailgate. It's perfect if you're hosting a couch gate. You name it. The right place, the right time, and the right drink. Sun Cruiser Vodka Iced Tea. Please drink responsibly.
And we back.
Okay. So last night, while most people were asleep, my partner here was watching the Dodgers beat the Blue Jays 6-5 in 18 innings. The hero for the second World Series in a year was Freddie Freeman with a solo home run in the 18th inning. I do too. 406 feet to win it. Every bullpen pitcher was used. It'll be interesting tonight as you watch Shane Bieber throw against Shohei Ohtani. But despite Freddie Freeman winning it for the Dodgers, really all the talk, and rightfully so, is about Shohei Ohtani. 4 for 4, 4 homers, or 2 homers, 2 doubles. The first player to have 4 extra base hits in a World Series game since 1905. On top of that, he had 5 consecutive walks, 4 free passes, and was on base 9 times, which is
unheard of.
Unbelievable, all right? So it got us to thinking a little bit. What is the most dominating performance a player has ever had? Any type of athlete in any sport. And you wonder, I asked this of my son, who's a huge baseball nut, right. Is Ohtani the best you've ever seen? And his response was, it's getting harder to say no. Now, we've all seen a lot of great players. I mean, you've seen an unbelievable amount of great football players. It's hard for me to get past certain guys from my childhood. I think we gravitate toward our childhood. But as you get older and you see a player like Ken Griffey Jr., who I think was just amazing, right? Was he better than Hank Aaron? Numbers-wise, I could make a strong case for guys like Aaron and Mantle and Williams and people like that. But for people I've seen...
you don't really have to make the case. Because if you look at the numbers, his numbers destroy Ken Griffey Jr.
Yeah, Hank Aaron's.
Because
right. Yeah. And Ted Williams to a certain extent. But that's way back. I'm talking about who you've seen. Let's call it recently. Let's say the last 30 to 40 years. Okay? And for me in baseball, even though Ohtani's unbelievable, at his peak, Mike Trout was incredible, and I say Ken Griffey Jr. Here's why I say this about Ken Griffey Jr. It wasn't just the fact that he could hit for power and hit for average, but it was because of his defense.
He affected the game.
Yeah, when you're a 10-time Gold Glover, there's something to be said around that. So all this is being made about Shohei Ohtani, and rightfully so, because he's a freak. 50-50 with stolen bases and homers, right? Power, average, and he pitches. So everybody makes a big deal out of the pitches, and I get it. But my question to everybody would be this: is that more important than the guy who's winning 10 Gold Gloves? Because Ohtani's not playing defense. He's pitching.
Yeah,
but Ken Griffey Jr. is playing defense, and he's doing it at an elite level every year.
True, 100%. But when you're throwing 10 strikeouts, there's not a lot of need for defense. When you're out there throwing 10 strikeouts, there's not a lot of need for defense. And so what Ken Griffey is doing, it affects both sides of the plate, defense and offense. Same thing with Shohei. Shohei's shutting down games until the 6th, 7th inning. Like, Ken's going to have, 2-3 plays out there?
I don't know.
I'm saying in a given game, he's going to
Yeah.
have 2-3 plays. Shohei is legitimately stopping 6 innings worth of work for the opposition. And, oh, by the way, let me hit 3 bombs.
Yeah, right. I mean, it's like I said, it's hard to argue that.
And
You're bringing up one game against Milwaukee in which he had 10 strikeouts and 3 homers in the same game. He's not nobody could do that on a regular basis. So you're right about that, how he affects the game. I'm just trying to play devil's advocate here because all I'm hearing from people is that he's the best I've ever seen, and I think sometimes we forget some of the previous greats you've ever seen and what they've accomplished too.
I think sometimes also sometimes some of us feel like we need to be the police on not forgetting the past.
Yeah.
And so it's like, okay.
I'm guilty. I'm guilty of that.
I
Yep.
understand what I know you just saw something. I know it's amazing. But let me remind you about bop, 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 bop. And so it goes both ways. And sometimes it's fair.
Yeah.
Because you have to remember the guys that came in. You have to remember performances that we've already seen. What Shohei does is electric. I think the thing that draws people in, Shep, is because I don't think it's a one-off.
Yeah.
Like, that's what gives the green light for individuals to say he's already the best I've seen, or for you to feel confident in it. Because Shep, he did 10 strikeouts, 3 home runs. He did the 2 home runs, 2 doubles, and nine times. You did, Shep. I know I'm gonna see these again out of him. I know this is not the last time. Like, barring, and I won't even say it out loud, I wouldn't put that type of juju in the world, but I feel and know that I'm gonna see that again out of him, and that's why I'm like, I love King Griffey and Barry are my favorite 2 players. Like, I started one way. King Griffey Jr. is the best player of all time. For me, Barry Bonds, I think, is the best player of all time. But what Shohei is doing, I can be honest. I think it's one of those guys I mentioned, and I think it's Shohei.
Best player. So that's strictly from a baseball standpoint.
Yeah.
If we dive in, and that performance was, it's still, look, like I said before, it hasn't been done since. When you're talking about 4 extra base hits in one World Series game, and it hasn't been done, hasn't been done but once in 1905, and it's Frank Isbell of the Chicago White Sox. And for him to be, on base 9 times, nobody had ever done that in a playoff game, let alone a World Series game, 7 times. They'd never gotten on base 7 times in a game. So he didn't just blow by a record. He set a completely different high-level standard, right?
There have been some great performances, and like last night was another one of those where it's like, Jesus Christ, like this man's amazing. Like when you sent that in the text, in the chat, I started thinking, me, I'm gonna go football.
Yeah.
I had to have some football moments. There's some great basketball moments too, but just in a specific moment, I think what Calvin did, bringing it home to Detroit, 338 yards against the Dallas Cowboys on 19 catches, like that was just phenomenal. Have 300 yards against that. I think about what Jerry Rice did against the Falcons, considering Deion Sanders was the one that was covering him a lot of that game. 225 yards, 5 touchdowns. Like, I think that was unheard of. Klay Thompson, the more recent, 60 points on 11 dribbles. You can say what you want to about this day and age, and all you had to do was catch and shoot. 60 points on 11 dribbles. Like, and all you heard was water the whole game. I thought that was special. Randy Moss, Thanksgiving, 3 catches, 3 touchdowns, 160. Yeah, it was just another reason why I was very upset the Detroit Lions didn't draft him. But, those are some of the immediate. And Peyton Manning, when he was at Denver opening night, they lose to the Ravens in the playoffs the year before. Why they had that game in Denver will always remain a mystery to me, because I don't understand how you lose and then you get to host the Super Bowl champs. But neither here nor there. 460 yards, 7 touchdowns. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, those are really good examples. I love all of them. So for me, when I look at it, and it's obviously for me it's more of a season than it would be one specific game. I think of, and I never saw this, but Wilt Chamberlain's 100-point game is just, it's stupid. It's ridiculous. I mean, has anyone ever, seriously, have we even thought of something like that? Have we thought of anybody could do something like that? When, like, Kobe Bryant scoring 81 in 2006 was mind-blowing, right? The thing about that people forget, because he's viewed as a chucker. He's viewed as a guy who liked to shoot a lot. Okay, fine. Remember, He made 60% of his shots.
Yeah,
In that
he was
game.
an elite shot.
It was
chucker.
that. Well, no, in that game. In that game is what I'm referring to. Okay. People also forget with Will Chamberlain when he scored 100, and yes, he scored 100 when he played for the Philadelphia Warriors before he went to L.A. in 1962. He grabbed 24 rebounds.
I would hope
Or 25,
so
25
points.
rebounds.
I would hope so. He had 100 points.
Well, I mean, you would think he's making all the shots that he wasn't grabbing rebounds. So that's something.
Yeah.
And then, Michael Jordan scored 63 against Boston in 1986, and that Boston team is widely viewed as one of the best of all time. So all those are part of that conversation for me. Go ahead.
Is his 100 overrated?
Oh, boy.
Is it real?
No, it is real. I won't play that game. I'm not playing that game. I asked a legitimate question.
Ryan wasn't even a thought, and he's asking if it was real.
Well, neither was I. But
I got news
My
for you.
parents weren't even born.
I got news for you, man. It's not AI.
Is it overrated? Is authentic?
I mean, that's Wilt, bro. We might
Because no 100%. Like, all right, hear me out. Because the way they present Wilt Chamberlain is this mythological figure, which he is. So you present him as a 7'1", 7'2", 7-foot high jumper. He runs a 4'4", 4'5", whatever that is. All these mythological stats. And you're talking about a game in 1962 where he's 7'1", towering over everybody else. So what you presented about Wilt Chamberlain, like he's playing against peons. Like he's a guy playing against mortals. And he's up and down the court. Like, is it an overrated 100?
He was Wemby before Wemby.
I would say no,
Okay.
but that's just me.
Okay.
When a man averages 50.5 points and 26 rebounds per game, like he did that season,
I averaged 50
you're-
as a camp counselor when I was playing.
Is Braylon Edwards the best camp counselor of all time?
I was a camp
Let's
counselor.
open up the chat. Here we go.
No, I'm just joking. I'm not knocking Will's 100. I think it's always a funny conversation.
Yeah, but I do understand the point. He did play in an era where some considered, if not the best, one of the greatest defensive players of all time in Bill Russell.
Yeah.
All right.
That game went against Bill Russell.
That game wasn't against Bill Russell. It's a great point by you. The other record of the performance that I look at, and it's ridiculous, but Wayne Gretzky scored 50 goals in 50 games.
That's tough.
50 goals in 50 games. And by the way, he was 21 when he did it.
Yes.
That is stupid. All right.
That's insane.
That is insane. Go ahead.
I was gonna say he's the first individual that I met. Well, he's the first GOAT he's the first GOAT that I met legitimately, and it wasn't in the sport of football, it wasn't basketball, and I was in awe. Like when I legitimately knew I was going to be in an outing that he was going to be in, and when I knew I was going to have an opportunity, and then when I ran into him at the, we were in the golf shop, pro shop beforehand. I was like, holy, that's the great one. You're right. You did come up with the season wise. If I go season, not necessarily individual performance, I think it's for more recency bias. 2015-16, I think what Steph Curry was able to do, 402 threes, and kind of really, that was the season to where you're like, the three-pointer is here to stay.
Yeah.
Like this situation, this system, it's proven it works. Now, they lost in the finals, but 402 threes throughout that season, and that was the first unanimous MVP. That was one.
Put that in perspective for a moment.
73-9 also that year?
Yeah. Put that in perspective. Malik Beasley set the franchise record last year with 319. And you're talking about over 400 for one guy. So that's a great one. I love that.
42%.
I love that. Let me just put this in perspective. He scored 50 and 50 last year, and Leon Draisaitl is one of the greatest players in the world right now.
Yeah.
He led the league last year with 52.
Wow.
Okay. So Wayne Gretzky scored 92. This
32
dude
games ago.
Yeah. And this dude right here, he won the MVP 9 times in a 10-year span. He scored 200 points or more in a 4 out of 5 year span. And last year, the point leader was 106. So that puts it in perspective. Sometimes it's really important. So obviously, for another one for me is another guy at the age of 21, which is still blows your mind, but it is Tiger Woods winning the Masters by 12 strokes in 1997. Just blew away everybody at the age of 21. All right? I don't care how he was groomed to be this, he still did it at the age of 21. Just a couple of more, and we'll get some from the chat.
I was
and-
locked in as a kid.
That
to
was-
Tiger Woods,
yeah,
man.
yeah.
Locked in.
That was a different moment. I'm not trying to bring race into the situation, but watching this live, I remember like it was yesterday. I was an 8th grader, UAD, down the street, and these are still racially driven times back then, man. And to watch him do that and be at this Catholic school to where the N-word was very still prevalent, and to have this man do that, and us sit there and watch it as students, and for lack of a better word, me looking at, like this moment, it's encapsulated in my brain as a young black man, like 100%.
It's like Austin Reeves scoring 41 last night for white guys.
51, but yes.
No, he scored 51 2 nights ago. He scored 41 last night.
Wow.
So a
Get him
couple
on a
more.
pistol.
Or Cooper DeJean being a corner.
You know what?
There it
That's
is.
a very
Yeah,
I like
a couple
that
more
shit.
from
That was
me.
good.
A couple more from me, and then we'll get you some more. Mario Lemieux scored 5 goals in a playoff game. That's unheard of. Darryl Sittler in 1976 had 6 goals and 4 assists. He had 10 points in one game, and then the Roger Clemens strikeout of 20 batters in 1986,
Yeah.
followed up by Kerry Woods, who did the same. Mark Messier guaranteeing a win and scoring a hat trick, and when his team was down to beat New Jersey. And then, of course, Don Larson's perfect game in 1956 that has still not been touched until perhaps tonight with Shohei Ohtani.
Tigers Masters 97 over U.S. Open 01. 13 strokes in the worst weather I've seen somebody play that well in.
That was something else too, man.
That was nasty.
It's some of the stuff that we have been able to witness.
We're lucky.
We're really fortunate.
Yeah,
really
fortunate.
fortunate.
Good word, fortunate.
So the other that I would bring up, and it's more. This is kind of a complex one, but it's Michael Phelps. Michael Phelps is the greatest Olympian of all time, and it's really not close. His first gold medal came at the age of 15. I'm sure people know that by now.
Yeah.
But to me, that is mind-blowing
Relay.
because I'm studying for chemistry and having a hard time at age 15, and this dude is swimming against some of the greatest swimmers in the world. And it's not, and this is not to take anything away from the guys that we've already talked about, okay? Because eventually the Olympics covered everybody in the world. But this is a very unique sport where they train year-round for that one, and he's doing it not just in one stroke. He's doing it in multiple strokes, doing it at age of 15, and then doing it for an extended period of time, and no one's going to touch it. So him and Katie Ledecky, who doesn't get nearly enough pub, are the 2 greatest swimmers I think the world has ever seen, both Americans, and both we've had the opportunity to see.
So Mike's my guy. I used to train at the pool with those dudes at at the Aquatic Center. His freshman year was my senior year at Michigan. So after he won in Greece, it was 2004. After he won in Greece, like we developed a friendship. We're locked in. He used to come to visit Monday night games in New York and Cleveland. With that being said, I always asked him this question, especially as we got older. I said, Mike, I know you're number one. I know you're number one. You're my guy. You're number one. And it's not up for debate. But how close is Usain Bolt? And how close is Usain Bolt to what he did? Like Michael Phelps has some silvers, and Michael Phelps has some bronzes. And I understand he has 1 million races. And when you have 25 plus medals, 27 to be exact, I want to say, it's a ton. And I get it. Usain Bolt's got 4 years in the Olympics. He's got nothing but gold. He's got 12 gold medals, and all the world records as it relates to events. Like what he did, Michael Phelps and him at that time were like special.
Yeah, Phelps is swimming in different events too. Usain Bolt is sprinting, and I'm not taking anything away from him. He's sprinting in one. Michael Phelps is much more multi-dimensional. He's swimming medleys. He's swimming in his own. He's swimming freestyle. He's swimming butterfly. He's much more diverse in his sport than Usain Bolt is in his. Carl Lewis would be a really good example too, because Carl Lewis back in the day did multiple events, long jump, and running, and all these other different things.
I agree with you right there on the diversity of it all,
Yeah.
and that's why 100%. I said I stay there, but I disagree with the diversity of Carl Lewis versus Usain Bolt. I don't care about the diversity. 12 gold medals is 12 gold medals.
Yeah.
Like every race you were in Shep, you won. Like, for 16 years, that's tough considering exactly what you said. You trained for Usain Bolt, it was 9.58 seconds. 4 years for that. And you do all the metrics on his time. Like, he never lost, Shep.
Yeah.
Never lost.
And that's the identification I had with both of those guys, man. I had Phelps and Usain Bolt on my list in the amazing category, along with a guy named Reggie Bush too, who during my time when I was young looking at football, I'm like, every time this guy touched the ball, it was something amazing going on. And that's
a good one.
He's the most electrifying college player it's not even close.
Thank you for taking us there. I didn't think about that.
Yeah. Reggie Woodson and Peter Ward for me growing up. Like Reggie, Peter, and Charles they were just like electrical. And like what Reggie.
Peter Ward was a wide receiver at Florida State.
Yeah. He most
Yeah.
famously made 12 people miss on the football field in a punt return. Shep, there's only 11 guys on the field.
Yeah.
There's only 11 guys.
Somebody's had to miss twice.
100%.
More so than Deion at Florida State, huh?
Well, Deion's a little older than me, and then so I was able to watch Peter Ward at Florida State. I was able to put eyes on him and like the culture that he was a part of that era. The Magna Grip gloves that came out with the black and white, those are different. But watching him, he was elitely special. Like Deion was special. He was a punt returner. He was a DB.
Yeah.
But Peter got the ball like a lot during the games, and you watch him turn the tide of games. And they won too. They won a national championship.
Yeah, that matters. I guess for me, I love the Reggie Bush thing. The beauty of all that is that there really is, there's no wrong answer, right? For me, it would be probably, I'd gravitate a little bit more toward, again, this is my favorite, so Earl Campbell and Herschel Walker. Because I think Herschel Walker was one of the most dynamic running backs I've ever seen in college. Simply amazing. And a finalist for the Heisman, I believe, 3 times.
Yeah.
Okay. And won a national championship.
But they weren't giving those small schools, especially HBCUs, like Heisman championships back then.
No, I was referring to Reggie Bush, the Reggie Bush stuff.
Reggie won.
Yeah. Oh, I know he did.
He
won both.
Everybody knows that.
And I do have a couple categories.
Everybody's well aware of that part. Yeah.
He just got it back.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I have a couple categories I wanted to share for performers. Ben Wallace, Calvin Johnson, and Pavel Datsuk were just absolutely amazing performers to watch. But there was this one category I had that I called Great Mysteries. Summer League Austin Day, Stanley Johnson, 70 points in the OVO game, Find Me the Tape, and the Matt freaking Flynn game. That lives rent-free in my head, man. January 1, 2012, 480 yards. I still don't understand why and how we got that man paid.
So the Matt Flynn game you're referring to against the Lions in Green Bay, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Matt Flynn is like we
finally got one in Lambeau.
Yeah.
Matt Flynn is a great example of like when you have backup energy, like you're just always gonna be a backup.
Yep.
Like what I mean by that is you can be a backup and not have backup energy.
Mm-hmm.
You can be a backup and like, look, as soon as I get an opportunity, like the starter will never see the field again. Mm-hmm. Matt Flynn has this moment, 6 touchdowns, 500 yards, whatever it was, gets paid by the Seattle.
Yeah, Seattle bought in.
I got to Seattle that same time. Pete wanted Russ the whole time. Like, Pete wanted Russ. Like, he was not trying to give Matt Flynn. He's like, I ain't draft him. He's not my guy. Like, Pete loved his guys. The guys he drafted. Trust me, I know. But I still love Pete. He never tried to fight for the job. Hell,
Really?
He legitimately spent the whole training camp complaining about not getting reps. He spent the whole training camp kind of like, man, it's kind of BS. Like, I didn't know they were going to bring me out here to do this. Like, I was like, Matt, they just paid you whatever it was. I said, go fight for your job. Go fight for the job. You know what that told me? He was very content in getting paid.
Oh.
And then ultimately he was like, well, I mean, however the course plays out, it plays out. If I'm the starter, I'm the starter. If they don't want me to be, I won't be. That's that backup energy.
Wow.
No.
You bought me in to start. You paid me to start. I'm coming here with like what? I'm starter's energy until until I get my job taken from me. So, but yes, he had backup energy.
That's
Bray's connected that.
That is an interesting
Didn't know there was such thing.
diagnosis. Yeah, I didn't either. That's backup energy. I love that stuff. Well, I don't love it, but I mean, I understand where you're coming from. I was at that game covering it, 45-41. Green Bay won it. What people forget, I think, in that game is how good Stafford was.
Yes.
Stafford threw for 520 and 5 touchdowns in that game. God. Now, he threw a couple of picks, which doesn't help, but Matt Flynn
throwing
threw
them
it.
In the
passes.
cold, outside, in Lambeau. That was like the narrative buster game. And then Flynn just came and just took it off.
Do you know there was over 100 passes in that game? Matt Flynn threw 44. Matthew Stafford threw 59. Like your arm's falling off. That's how many throws there were in that game. And I know it's a bad one. Okay, Jim Schwartz. I mean, I think Detroit ended up. I think that year they finished with 10 wins. But the point is,
They were just ripping it. They were letting it rip.
yeah, just letting it rip because they couldn't run worth a damn.
It's like that another performance. We were having this conversation about performances. The Eli Manning, Drew Brees night.
Oh.
Where was it? Eli threw for 6 touchdowns and lost because Drew threw for 7.
How about that?
That was nasty.
Do those games entertain you more?
When it gets like that, no.
I mean, when have we shifted? You know how it used to be a running back league. It
Right.
did. I mean, Barry, of course, and Walter Payton, all the great running backs.
You see
who
6,
I grew
7
up watching.
touchdowns. It's fun, but
Yeah.
I'm more fun around the 42 to 39.
Okay, because
After
I
that,
don't.
it gets goofy.
I don't fall back and say, "Boy, I wish I had Chuck Foreman days again," because I
Second time I heard
really
his
like
name.
Chuck Foreman. I don't want to see John Cappelletti. All I'm saying is, back then it was a running league. Now it's a passing league. More points, obviously. The offense and all the rules favor the offense too. Let's face it.
agreed.
So, do you like it better now than perhaps when guys were running it more efficiently?
No, I enjoyed it more in 95 to 10. 95 to 2010. 95 is what I fell in love with. Insert, like I said, Charles Woodson, Randy Moss, Champ Bailey, Tom, Peyton. The league takes off and goes in a different route. Like, I love what that era was. Adrian Peterson. You talk about seasonal performances. Man tore his ACL, came back the next year and had 2,090 yards rushing.
It's crazy.
Like, that's one of the most epic seasons following injury that you will ever see in life.
Yeah.
He broke the barrier. So, like,
Nobody thought that could happen.
and it was still physical,
Right.
but it still was high scoring. You had your plays. You had guys that could pass the ball for 5,000 like Drew Brees. You had guys that could run the ball for 1,800 like LT.
Yeah.
Like, I enjoyed that era, and I think it still made for some really good football, some really good Super Bowls, some really good moments. Like, locked me into 95 to
Love that.
to 210.
We'll leave that Adrian Peterson just out there. We don't need to talk about what happened to him recently. No, it's good stuff though. But man, was he a good player? I'll tell you this. I've said plenty of dumb things. Okay, we all made stupid prognostications.
Yeah.
Okay. I was on a flight, and I was next to a guy. We were talking about Adrian Peterson and coming out of the draft, and I'm like, I wouldn't take him because of the injuries. Hey, listen, I'm throwing myself under the bus here. Okay? It's easy to sit back now and go, oh, my God, how could you think that? He had knee injuries. He had a knee problem, okay? And we complained about the Lions drafting injured players.
Right.
I was haunted a little bit and said I wouldn't take him. Could not have been more wrong.
He had, like, for me, it was more so, to your point, more was in the mix. So for me, that's why I make that face. Had 1,900 as a freshman, like, hard stop. 1,900 as a freshman, Oklahoma. They had Jamal Williams. They had a great offensive line, had receivers, Heisman Trophy, whatever. But he was really good in that space. Shep, I met him at the ESPN Awards. This is my senior year. I'm going for the Blitnikoff, All-American, the Walter Camp, the whole 9 yards. He's out there as well. He's representing Oklahoma. They got some guys. And I saw him. I said, oh, that's Adrian Peterson. That's the kid from Oklahoma. The kid, we like the same age. I said, let me go up to him and see what's up with him. Shep, I went up to shake this man's hand. It is the strongest handshake that I have ever had in my life. When I went, you know how sometimes you go into a handshake and you get caught where they catch your fingers? Like, I'm legitimately trying to re-get my grip, get my grip back. When I finished shaking his hand, I set my dad up. I said, hey, Dad. Dad's listening. He knows I'm not lying. I said, hey, Dad, it's Adrian Peterson over there, man. Look, come on, I'm going to introduce you. I said, hey, Adrian, this is my dad. He grabbed his hand, and then I saw him struggle. And then when he walked away, I said, that was a strong handshake. So after shaking his hand, I said, nah, he's all day for a reason. He had them bricklaying hands like Jerry Rice. Now I knew he was going to be special.
Man, he
almost
was
broke my hand.
incredibly decorated,
Yeah.
incredible player.
But he did have knee injuries his sophomore year, and then again at the beginning of his junior year.
Yeah, his junior year, and yet he still rushed for over 1,000 yards.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're right. 1,900 yards his freshman year with 15 touchdowns. Didn't rush for as many yards as Herschel Walker, score as many touchdowns. But the reason is because of the injuries.
Yeah.
So in his sophomore year, he played 11 of the 13 games. In his junior year, then he came out, he played only 7 games.
Yeah.
There was my trepidation. I wish I could take it back. I can't. I was flat out wrong. Go ahead, Kool-Aid.
I was going to say, we do have one entry from the chat as it relates to Crazy Clown. He says, when Jared Goff went 18 for 18 with no picks. Hall of Fame. Hey.
We just talked about performances like Tiger Woods in the Masters.
That's all I
We got Jared Goff, 18 for 18 in an early regular season game. That's fantastic.
That's what he has. that is what he has to hold on to.
Roger Clemens struck out 20. Jared Goff went 18 for 18. A couple of dump offs.
Speaking of striking out 20, Randy Johnson struck out 20 in the playoffs.
There you go. How about that? Roger Clemens, I think, did it twice. Ooh. Yeah, because remember, he did it at Tiger Stadium against the Tigers. That was brutal. All right, listen. Halloween is at the end of the week. When we come back, we're going to talk about each day. We're going to do something about Halloween as the build-up continues.
Still trick or treat?
I do not.
Okay.
I haven't tricked. I haven't tricked or treated in a long, long time. Okay, as you can tell. But I'll if somebody does go trick or treating, I'll pick something out of their bag. That's for sure.
We should pull up the Jambo's trunk or treat.
What are you looking for? In the trick or treat bag, everybody's looking for something.
100 grand would be good.
I love 100 grams. The 2P.
I love it. Milky Way. Anyway, we'll talk about that. Could be a conversation a little bit later. I want to know Braylon's scariest player he ever played against.
Oh, that's easy.
Well,
I'll
save it. Save it. I hope you've got a
Yeah.
nice long answer for us.
I'm hoping you got like a top 3.
When you set it up, okay.
And we're going to talk about it when we come back here on the Braylon Edwards Show after this from Smoothie King that also brings you the Braylon Edwards Smoothie King High School Player of the Week, and we'll have it for you on Thursday.
Favorite segment, favorite day, favorite thing we do is the Smoothie King High School Athlete of the Week. We will have another one Friday, and guess what? We already got the young lady. Yes, we have another lady gracing the stage at Smoothie King High School Athlete of the Week. We love to partner with Smoothie King as well as the Lee Foundation for making this possible. Lee helps provide student athletes with the tools to excel in reaching their academic and athletic goals as well as impacting the community, and that is what we are all about. Smoothie King side, look, you guys got to get a part of these shakes. I talk so much about the high school side, I forget to tell you, you got to get these shakes because the ingredients have changed. They're clean, they're real, and the protein, it'll help you refuel and get your game back together. Nominate somebody that you believe deserves to be Smoothie King High School Athlete of the Week with this QR code above my head, but also pull up to a Smoothie King, man. Check that menu out. It's legit.
Having stuff done at my house today because I've got some plumbing problems. Well, you know it's really important to get the right person. And if Sharon's Heating and Air Conditioning actually did plumbing, then I would be hiring them. But they specialize in heating, cooling, indoor air quality, water heaters, whole home generators, memberships as well. They've been doing it better than anybody else for over 40 years, treating you like family and making sure your house is taken care of in your community. Right now, DTE gas customers get a free furnace tune-up through December 1st. So call them today, 734-238-3839, or scan the QR code right there on your screen and tell them the Braylon Edwards Show sent you.
Why do we fight? We fight to protect the innocent, to hold the powerful accountable, to bring the oppressors to justice. Why do we fight? We fight to secure and preserve our civil liberties, to get each and every one of our clients the justice they deserve, and to make the lives of real people just like you whole again. ThenFights.com.
Looking for your daily sports fix? Look no further. Join Braylon Edwards, the University of Michigan legend.
Lofting it, right corner of the end zone for Braylon, up in the air. Touchdown, Michigan!
And Shep.
Do you believe this comeback?
Your favorite sports commentator as they tackle the hottest topics in the world of sports. Catch the Braylon Edwards Show with Shep, Monday through Friday from 2 to 4 p.m. on the Woodward Sports Network. Get ready to laugh, learn, and love sports like never before. Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon. Braylon Edwards and Shep Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you.
Planet Fitness now has even more best-in-class strength equipment. Join today for $1 down and save.
We're stepping it up.
We're not slowing down.
Finding new faith. New focus.
Love that new equipment smell.
So, you in?
Join the club today. Save when you join for just $1 down, $15 a month. Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet.
Every Sunday, there's only one place to get all your kneecapping, hard-hitting Detroit Lions coverage. Start your Sunday with the Lions Weekly Report with Broder and Terry Foster. Then, the Lions pregame show with Neil Rule and Sean Baligian. At kickoff, keep it locked in for all the emotions of the game with a live watch party with the heavyweights. Then, recap the game with the Lions postgame show with Anson. Game days, there's no other place to be than Woodward Sports. Live all game day. Go Lions! It's bear hunting season, and Dan Campbell is hungry for some kneecaps.
If you can just get a hold of them and you start dragging their ass out to the deep, dark abyss, you can drown them.
The Kings of the North are back for another year of the brand new Lions. Make sure you're locked in to Detroit's #1 sports network for all the news and info on your Detroit Lions.
Woodward Sports, let's go.
No one gives away more cash and prizes than Woodward Sports. You don't believe us? Here's our latest $10,000 winner.
You know, you guys posted, hey, if you guess all this stuff right, you know, we'll give it's $10,000. I'm like, okay, well, why the hell not?
And the winning doesn't stop there. How about our Outkick Your Coverage winner?
I think you won. We got everybody.
This guy's got a hot girl.
Bigger prizes, bigger giveaways, cash, merch, tickets, and more. All from the biggest sports network in Detroit. No one does it bigger and better than Woodward Sports. Make sure you're following, liking, subscribing on Instagram, Facebook, X, and YouTube for your chances to share in the winning. From Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
It is unbelievable that Dr. Pierce can be so good at his job. He is the injury insider with us, Michigan Sports and Spine's own trusted guy, you know, man, and we know him, and he has been doing this for years. Been doing it with the best teams, whether it was D-Mac and the Stanley Cup, whether it was Tim Duncan. Let's take you outside the state. He's even vetted with Tim Duncan in San Antonio Spurs. He's the guy we trust. Wow. He's the guy we know.
I didn't know that.
Check this QR code above my head. 100% Doc. Also, you can call 248-426-9944. Now, also, he is with Athletes Unlimited. And Athletes Unlimited is a Michigan-based nonprofit, has one simple mission: breaking down barriers so everyone can experience the joys of sports. Next Thursday at Top Golf, there will be an event. And guess what? That's right, you can get a free bay. All you got to do is video yourself doing the best Dan Campbell impersonation after a win, because we plan on seeing a lot more W's here in the future. You do that, you send it in to Kool-Aid at woodwardsports.com, and we will be selecting a winner this Friday on Halloween. Give the call, give the impersonation, get your chance of free bay at Topgolf.
Had some pizza last night, not nearly as good as Buddy's Pizza. I mean, Buddy's Pizza is the standard. It really is. It's the standard, and it's the thing that it's the pizza that everybody else is measured against, and you can't live up to it always. but Buddy's always does. And they've been doing it since 1946. 22 locations throughout the great state of Michigan. Always a Buddy's Pizza near you. If you're looking for the location near you, go to buddyspizza.com and save 10% on your entire order by using the promo code 10MEAL. That's 10 MEAL. So excited. So excited when we get our smoothies from Smoothie King. And that I immediately, what do? I just jump right in, right? I mean, I don't think Braylon was. I don't even think he gave you yours yet, and I was already, all over mine. Now I got the brain freeze.
Yep.
I got a brain freeze too right now. I'm not gonna lie.
So eyes are watering just a little bit, and as good as it is, the thing is, I rarely learn from that stuff. I start drinking again. You know what I mean? I start drinking it again, and then I get another brain freeze.
Yeah.
Calm down. It's like my dog when I feed him.
Oh, dude, same. Same.
Yeah.
Nothing causes brain freezes more, and you talked about it last week, I believe. Slurpees from 7-Eleven.
Yeah.
Like that is your number one brain freeze.
We might have to ask the doc about that.
Like, maybe I just say Slurpee.
Yeah.
Don't get nobody any pub on the show.
Good point.
Unless you deserve it. Smoothie King, Buddy's Pizza. But yeah, Slurpees, that's the fastest brain freeze you will get.
I agree. I saw a doc last night at the Pistons game.
Okay.
Yeah. Very casual. Shorts, shirt, sunglasses, hanging from the shirt. Never understood people. Never understood people wearing sunglasses indoors. Explain that one to me.
Unless it's victory shades.
Fashion and the look.
There definitely wasn't a victory shade last night if he was a Pistons fan.
No. Just fashion.
Maybe he was wearing it from yesterday.
Just fashion?
I wore a lot of glasses in the club, and they all had on Gucci, Louis, Fendi, Prada.
Hey, Buffs.
Buffs. Shout out to Detroit, you know what I'm saying? Get my...
Billy, Bobby, Davey, all that stuff,
100%,
right?
But yeah, like it's fashion. It's style. Now, it may not be fashion.
How do you see in a club? How do you see if you got sunglasses on in a club?
If you're in this space, you're really not trying to see past like what's in front of you.
Okay.
Like, you put the glasses on, you're really only looking to your left, looking to your right. This is for you, Shep, but you're looking at the club. You're looking at just in your booth, just in your section. But Shep, this is for you. Ladies and gentlemen, we talked about guys that got fired, or coaches that were going to get fired.
Let me put this
Brian Kelly is out at LSU. And this is how he will attempt to get his next gig at Howard, which, if you don't know, which is HBCU, Historical Black College.
Hey, shout out Howard.
This is him.
Done a couple shows there.
Shep, this is why I always say that there should be an Oscar for the comedic performance, because I think comedy is the best actors. I think they have the best genre, because from comedy, usually those guys turn into great actors down the line. To pull this off and have no black person in the world mad at you, Oscar.
It was a masterpiece.
He can do it again, for all I care. He has a pass to imitate him as long as he wants to, because this was brilliant. So this is going to be Brian Kelly, though.
Have you ever read Robert Downey Jr., by the way?
What you mean, you people?
Have you ever read anything about him accepting that role? I have not. I wondered how uncomfortable he was in taking that role, or if there were any reservations.
He said he talked to Jamie Foxx a lot throughout this process.
Okay.
He worked with Jamie Foxx in this process, trying to figure out, hey, I want to dive into this, but he said, hey, I kind of like the same thing, not kind of the same thing, but like Leonardo DiCaprio and Django having a whole conversation with Samuel Jackson and Jamie Foxx once again. Jamie Foxx. But he said Jamie was able to help him with this role and say, look, he said it's comedy, it's satire. He said just play on the things you're supposed to play on, own it, people will receive it well.
When he did the Jefferson song, but he did it as a... He did it as just a phrase instead of singing it. I could not stop laughing. It was uncontrollable.
To these side. Like, and also, you know who else deserves a lot of credit? Tom Cruise.
Yes.
Yes.
He killed his role.
He did.
His little 7 minutes in there. He said, hey, who's
There were
the
people
key
who didn't
grip?
even know that was
Is
Tom.
that him right there? Are you the key grip? I want you to punch him right in the eye as hard as you can. Like, this movie, like...
It's kind of underrated. It is funny. It really is.
You got to tap in and tap out, because there's some spaces in this movie where you're like,
it's slow.
fast forward. Fast forward.
Slow.
Oh, Simple Jack in the Village. I play on this. I play on this. Dude, this is an elite comedy movie, but this role by him, kudos. kudos. He's special for a reason.
Yeah, it was fantastic. That's a thank you for that. A little comic relief for us.
Man, you look like the kind of kid just farting in the bathtub. Start laughing. All right, I'm done. No more.
No, you can keep going. That's some of the best stuff we've had today.
Yeah, this role is a really good one. And then Jack Black, he's hilarious too. So.
Well, I don't know if he's played in many scary movies, but I can tell you this: there's with Halloween coming up, there's going to be plenty of scary costumes, and I would assume you've played against some scary players. So it made me wonder just a little bit: who are some of the scariest players you've ever played against?
All right, I'll give you 3. Only because I'll give you 4. Only because one I talk about all the time, but he has to go in here. I'll start with him and then move past him. Like Ray Lewis is Ray Lewis.
Mm-hmm.
Like Ray Lewis is Ray Lewis, and I had to play against him for 4.5 years in the same division. I thought I escaped, and then my first Monday night game for the Jets the following year. Guess what? Here's Baltimore Ravens again. Like Shep, he was scary in the sense of one, the physical menacing presence. He's 6'2". He's 250 back then. He could run, he can hit. But Shep, he knew the game. He studied hours and hours and hours of tape, and he could motivate that team like no other. You know how many times?
Very, very cerebral player. You're right.
You know how many times I've overheard him talking to Terrell Suggs or talking to Halati Nada or Halati Nada or talking to Ed Reed in the conversations. He said, man, he don't want to play today. He said, Ed, how great you gonna be today? And then he started pointing at us. Like we're right, hello, we're right here. He said, cause number 17, he ain't it. He don't want it. Number 81, like he does this all the time. And like you're in your huddle. If you're on a good team, you can look at it as semantics. Like if I'm the Patriots, which they had a great rivalry at the time, or the Steelers, I'm like, all right, man, this man's great, but all right, let's lock in what we got. But when you play for the Browns and we suck, like I'm listening a little louder. I'm listening to a little harder because it affects me. So when you call a slant for the 19th time, Rob Chudzinski, and Ray knows what I'm doing, every time I'm lining up, man, this might be my last play of the game. Like this might be my last play of the season.
It's so real.
Because this is not in the time now where I'm like looking and crocodiling or falling down. Like, nah, I'm going there, I'm going to catch that pass, I'm going to get my head knocked off. So just knowing that every time, Ray Lewis is on this list for sure. Same division, different team, another rival. James Harrison, still crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Like, to play against that, Josh Kriels went to the same college he did. Josh Kriels is my teammate. And I just asked him one time. I said, why doesn't he like anybody? Why is he so crazy? Yo, son, he always been like that, man. You better hope they don't call no slants. Guess what? Here's another slant team. So to know that James Harrison, he would do little freaky things, like crazy. Like he'd line up on the outside linebacker, and I'm lined up over here, and he'd just like, look, Shep, I think it's all out blitz, and at the last second, he'd be like, don't do it.
What?
Like, that's scary. Like, legitimately, like James Harrison, Terry, he hit me so hard one play, like I had to be tough and act like it didn't happen. I was on the sideline trying to figure out what my name was for 3 plays. Just to get told to go back in there. It's 3rd and 5. We need you to run a drag. I got to go in there again. So him, Peyton Manning.
What?
Really?
Peyton Manning. Like I've played against Peyton.
Didn't expect it to go there.
Yeah. Same.
Scary is relative. Scary doesn't have it doesn't have to be getting physically beat up.
Yeah, good point.
I've seen him do this 4 times, and I'll just say one time, and you'll get what I'm talking about. So AFC Championship game. We get a turnover. We're already up by 7. So we're assuming that it's 3 minutes left in the half. We get the ball back after the half.
Sure.
When we get the ball in the 30, their 30, man, we about to go and score a touchdown or a field goal, come in, we get the ball back. Terrible play calling. We missed the field goal. 37 seconds left in the half. I'm like, they're legitimately at the 30, give or take. No, not the 30, because we advanced the ball a little bit, so the field goal would have been from about the 7. So we were like the 17. Okay. So we got 83 yards to go. Shep, he got there in 23 seconds.
Wow. 3
plays, and I'm talking about, I blinked on the sideline to try to figure out, I'm talking to Mark Sanchez, I'm talking to Brian Schottenheimer in the headsets. I was like, why didn't you call this? What's going on here? Why didn't you call that? What the hell? touchdown. Hold on. How did you even get here?
Yeah.
3 plays, and then he sold a touchdown to Austin Collie. Like, he was El Baba Yaga, and he did that again when I was in Cleveland. He did it again when I played for the Seattle Seahawks. Like, just in which how he can break you down to whatever momentum you thought you had. Tom does the same thing.
Yeah.
I've seen Tom do it, but Peyton Manning did it the most. And then Troy Polamalu.
Oh, yeah.
Like, Troy Polamalu, not because he was physically menacing, which he'll hit you, he'll knock you out, but to see a guy everywhere like a gnat, it was crazy.
I would have guessed back in the day, before you played, there are 3 guys who came to mind for me, and Ryan and Kool-Aid, we'll get yours here in a minute. The 3 scariest guys I would think for me rooting for my team against them. So I've always made it a big fan of Ronnie Lott. You know, I think he's the best safety of all time. Loved him. Brought the hammer. Was great at every aspect of it. So mad respect for him. When I was a kid, not that I liked this team, but the Pittsburgh Steelers defense, and it's I know people love the Ravens and they love the Bears, but when I was a kid, it was all about the Steelers. When you've got Mean Joe Green and
Ravens
L.C.
didn't even
Greenwood.
exist.
Yeah, and L.C. Greenwood, and you've got 3 linebackers, but Jack Lambert, maybe it's because he didn't have any teeth. I don't know, but he was a scary man. And then just the clips that I've seen, because I never saw him play, Dick Butkus was one of those guys who literally tried to rip your head off. I mean, I can't tell you how many personal foul penalties he would have gotten today compared to when he did play. Now, there's a lot of great players and a lot of menacing players. Jack Tatum would hit you and knock you out and all this other stuff. But those 3 guys, Ronnie Lott, Jack Lambert, Dick Butkus, I would guess would be on just about everybody's list because of their ability to scare you.
Here's a new one. I think some of the guys in the chat, some of the people in the chat, excuse me, however you girls, guys, however you identify, it is real. It's fine. This is what we do in 2025. And we got to make sure you are cool with everybody. There's a guy that was ridiculous for a short span. I played on the same team. I didn't know how much of a terror he was until I was on the same team, so I never had to worry about him. I'll give you a hint. Like, this is the Seattle Seahawks, so you know where I'm going.
Oh, yeah.
Bam, bam, Cam.
Yeah.
It wasn't until I played on this team and watched him knock Vernon Davis out, watch him knock out Michael Crabtree, watch him knock out he knocked out Earl Thomas, his own teammate.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't have to play against him.
Who was a badass, too.
100%. He was better in terms of as a player, but in terms of knocking somebody out, I've seen him do things in practice, too, where you're like, whoa. Like, we're teammates.
That's
like,
a good one.
Yeah, you don't do that. Cam had one speed, and that speed was to knock you out. So he definitely is one of those players, a lot of wide receivers. Man, you saw a lot of alligator arms when you played in Seattle. Guys are like,
yeah, little Bill Schroeder. Yeah, we remember that when he came over here from Green Bay.
Bam Cam was nuts.
Any names we may have missed, Kool-Aid, that you were thinking about?
You know what? One guy that just terrorized me as a Lions fan was Jared Allen of the Vikings. He would talk his talk before he got here, and then he would get to Detroit and absolutely back it up. It was just one of those guys that in the division, your squad, Matthew Stafford is trying to make his way. It was not a good mix for me. But players that absolutely scared me, I thought that the duo of Kobe and Shaq, even before 04 and after 04, man.
Goes back to basketball for
I was a basketball fiend. It's always going to go back to basketball for me. But in hockey, it's not a guy that we had to play against, but it's a guy that we had, and it was Cronwall. The way that this guy would go out there and lay some of the most impressive hits and be a weapon, be something that the other team knew. We have to keep our head on a swivel for this guy. It was something to see this guy go out there and dominate from just a sheer position of physicality. My body versus yours, I'm going to break you. Like, it was something to see.
And Vladimir Konstantinov before him.
Yeah.
It would Darren McCarty's old teammate. Ryan, anybody jump to your mind?
Aaron Rodgers. Always scared me as a Lions fan. And then to college football, just as a whole group, I thought the whole 2013 Michigan State defense was scary. Just thinking back to that Devin Gardner always on the ground type of game, whatever it was, where they had like -5 rushing yards for a whole game or something like that. I thought was crazy. But no, I think Aaron Rodgers was definitely the scariest because you could be up by you could have scored a touchdown, gone up by a touchdown, or gone up by 3 or so with 20 seconds to go, and Rodgers is going to have a shot or throw some BS Hail Mary call or something.
No,
but
you knew he was going to just somehow was going to happen.
Yeah, somehow. But Rodgers was probably the scariest.
Those guys make things happen, right? I mean, I'm glad you brought that up because I think when I think scary and I think Halloween.
Randall
McDaniel. But not just because of how he painted his face. He's
John
a hell of
Randall,
a football
excuse me.
player. John Randall, yeah. Randall McDaniel was a teammate of his, offensive lineman. Aaron Donald didn't have his face painted like that, but because he was so dominant at what he did, so dominant, you could actually add him to the list for me anyway.
Fair enough. Add Trent Williams to that list. For this era, I think Trent Williams is he's legitimately haunted a lot of defensive players and a lot of players on that side of the ball.
I bet. Yeah, that's a good one too. Isn't it interesting? I'm glad you brought those names up because I think certain words, and this word scary, we immediately associate
positions.
Yeah, with certain positions, right? And you're giving us quarterbacks, you're giving us tackles, guys who play different positions that we probably wouldn't have thought of. So it's a really good one. I like
beast
that.
mode too. Marshawn Lynch, and if we're talking just one game, that Kenneth Walker one that Braylon highlighted last week against Michigan. One performance,
I love Marshawn.
But Marshawn overall.
First time I met him was just he's been the same person since the very first time I met him. He came to Cleveland on a visit. You take the visit to see if this is going to be a team that drafts you, do all the things, meet the players, meet the coach, and you talk. I was walking through Berea. Which is a facility. I'm walking on my way to the training room. He's walking out of the locker room, which is across the hall, towards me. And he sees me, Shep, and he's like, "Oh, man, it's Berlin. Man, you the wide out from Michigan. That's the wide out from Michigan, man. It's Berlin." I was like, "It's Braylon, but what's going on, man?" I was like, "How you doing? Nice to meet you." So he wanted to play there. He's like, "Man, I want to get down with y'all. I like what you and Kellen doing, blah, blah, blah." Got a chance to play on the same team later in life, but even when I got to Seattle, Shep.
Man, it's Berlin.
100.
Berlin Edwards show.
7 years later, no, 5 years later, it was 7 for me. 5 years later for him, I still was Berlin. So I just, you know what, Marshawn, I'll let you call me Berlin. Some people is just different. You got it.
We don't have to change the logo or anything, do we?
No.
Okay, just want to make sure.
Shep, are you gonna end the show with the Berlin show and Shep? Tomorrow?
Oh man, I'm telling you, this guy does really good impressions.
He does. I tried a little something, man.
Braylon, can you do stand up?
No, but
would you ever consider it?
I did it once.
Oh, did you?
Out in LA, I did like a 2-minute spot.
Okay.
Yeah, it was cool.
Was that on a dare?
I was nervous as hell. Yeah. I was with a friend of mine's wedding.
Okay.
And then he performed that night. He was getting into acting and the whole 9 yards. So he went up and did a bit. But I was cracking jokes at the table, and he set me up. Oh. And they called my name. They call your name, man. You can't not go. So I created.
So what was your material?
I did a bit about being old now at 37. I think I was 37 at the time. And I was talking about how my career is over and it's different. So I go to the club, which is One Oak. And when I used to go to One Oak back in the day, I get my table, the girls would come around, I have my boys, bottle service, everybody's having a good time, we're partying. This is the hot spot. So this is when I'm in my prime. This is when I'm in the league. I'm that guy. Fast forward, I'm out there at One Oak in LA, 37. I haven't played in a couple years. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to get a table for 40 people. I ain't trying to spend that. I got a nice little table. You know what I'm saying? I do one bottle. So I don't need all that at this point. And so there's some girls over there, and the bottle service girl comes, takes my order. I see girls migrating around the area I was in. Then it starts to get full. I'm like, yeah, that boy back. I said, I knew I still had it. I didn't realize Odell Beckham was right next to me.
Oh, wow.
And everybody was coming over to kick with OBJ, and this is right when he's in the end zone doing all this. This is around that time. So I'm like, damn, I am old. I am washed. So I said, be careful. Man, it happens fast. That was kind of my bit. It was just about being old. It was on the spot, though. Johnny on the spot.
So were the reviews well received?
Yeah,
okay.
I didn't get a standing ovation. I got a couple claps.
You didn't get booed, and you didn't get pulled off the stage either, right?
That's all I cared about. Okay. No Sandman this way.
Were there crickets on some lines or no?
The bit was so short that I don't believe I gave them a chance to give me credit. You guys know I talk fast. I can admit that. I speed through words and sentences. And I think I was doing that. So by the time I got to the punchline, it was like, okay, well, it was good enough. All right, get his ass off stage. Like, we appreciate you didn't mess
so
up,
good.
but go back and sit down. So it was cool.
I don't think I could do that.
I don't think I could.
I don't have a problem getting in front of a microphone or talking in front of people or talking in front of a camera.
But comedy's
I couldn't.
different.
Yeah, comedy's different in the sense. Well, a lot of times the bright lights are there. You can't see people out there, and
Also,
I'm
what's
not funny
to you
enough. Is
may
what I'm
not-
saying.
Like, that's the hard part. Is like, what's funny to this audience?
Right.
Like, because it was funny to me, and maybe I can cry. I know you. I know how to make Shep laugh. I can make Ryan laugh. I can make Kool-Aid laugh. To get up here and make these strangers laugh, like, what if they don't like that joke? What if it was like, I don't really know who he is, so I don't really get the oldness of a football player. Like, damn, missed the joke.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Kool-Aid, have you ever done anything like that?
You know what, man? I remember the first time my pops, he was a performer. The first time he put me on stage, I always would get on stage to do instruments. I could do that. Mm-hmm. But this time he wanted me to sing with his group, and I had one part. But he was like, look, I need you to at least move your mouth until you get to that part and then sing your part. And the lights came on, the music came on, and I stood there the whole time like, and you can start to hear people like, you know, you
Stage
can hear
fright,
the crowd.
Yeah.
I was younger. They're like, he's so cute. I'm like, I don't want to be cute. I want to be on point. Like, I want to be a performer, man. But when it got to my part, man, I made sure I stuck it. But definitely, that was the first time that I got on stage. I might have been maybe like 10, 11 to like actually sing. I was young.
Yeah, I give you credit for going up there in the first place. Ryan, have you ever done stand-up at all?
No. I performed in a couple of like school plays before. But that's about it.
We have a thespian in the building.
Oh.
No, it was middle school. It was a class I had to take.
He shut it down.
And I had to.
He shot it down quick.
And I had to hug myself.
Are you wearing tights?
Well, somebody has to.
I had to hug myself. I had a tap light on my. I was like a glow up thing or something. I had to hug myself to turn it on, and it did turn on when I hugged myself.
He's hugging himself harder and harder.
And I was like, and the
Get off
20,
me.
the 30 kids
What
that
is
are.
this play?
I don't remember.
What the
But it
hell's
was like
the name of
the 30 kids are watching. I can't do it, and I was like, God damn it! I just go like this. I was like, ta-da! That's as quickly as I got to Hollywood.
I use the Lord's name.
Shout out.
Yeah, that's pretty good stuff, though. All right, well, listen, we got to take a break. When we come back, we will dive into the irresponsibility of the NFL and get Braylon's thoughts on that when we come back after this, after Jack's Car Wash. But first, let me tell you about Les Stanford. All right, Les Stanford, talk about responsibility. They've got plenty of responsibility, and they know that part of their responsibility is to get you in a car, not just that you like, but that you can afford. They're there to help you. Get great offers for everybody at Les Stanford Buick GMC. The Hummer EV SUT 2025 edition. A lease special right now for you, $599 a month plus tax. The Lyric SUV lease special. It's a Cadillac, $589 a month. Don't forget about the Equinox. A special offer, just $229 a month. Go to Les Stanford today. Check out their massive inventory that has something for you. Les Stanford Buick and GMC. For all these specials, go to lesstanford.com.
Having something that people can afford is very key because a lot of people try to price beyond their means. So I'm glad that Stanford does a good job of doing that for you. Jack's Car Wash, though, they fit right there for you. $29.99 is what you pay per month for the unlimited plan. The unlimited plan allows you to get car washes at any Jack's around the state and also any day of the week. It does not matter because it rains a lot here in Michigan. So I want you to be prepared. We'll get you a free car wash. WSN, text that to 888-522-1729 and just enjoy that top tier service because that's what they provide. Car always looks amazing when it rides off the lot from Jack's Car Wash. See you soon.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles, and with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
Planet Fitness now has even more best-in-class strength equipment. Join today for $1 down and save.
We're stepping it up.
We're not slowing down.
Finding new face. New focus.
Love that new equipment smell.
So, you in?
Join the club today. Save when you join for just $1 down, $15 a month. Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet.
Hunting season is almost here, Detroit, and your Lions are on the prowl. Make sure you're locked into Woodward Sports for all the Dan Campbell reactions, Jared Goff touchdowns, Amon-Ra first downs, Penny pancakes, Kirby picks, Gibbs big plays, and of course, Jack Fox's leg. Stay locked in on all your Lions coverage right here on Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports. Woodwardsports.com and click on Shop. Get the latest in Detroit sports apparel and exclusive Woodward Sports gear. Woodwardsports.com can get the whole team outfitted. Love the Pistons, Red Wings, and Tigers? We got something for you, too. Shop online at woodwardsports.com. Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon. Braylon Edwards and Shep Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you.
Why do we fight? We fight to protect the innocent, to hold the powerful accountable, to bring the oppressors to justice. Why do we fight? We fight to secure and preserve our civil liberties, to get each and every one of our clients the justice they deserve, and to make the lives of real people just like you whole again. ThenFights.com.
To any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men and claim your throne for a king's treatment from one of our talented stylists. Open 7 days a week, walk in anytime. Just get to a Lady Jane's today and receive a precision haircut, scalp massage, hot lather neck shave, and a hot towel treatment. A haircut should not be a chore. It should be an experience. And that's exactly what Lady Jane's has to offer. Open 7 days a week, walk-ins are always welcome. There's always a location near you. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, it's wicked awesome.
The Super Bowl parade in Detroit will be one for the record books. Detroit just does it different. Woodward Sports, your official Super Bowl or Bust Lions network. You smell that? That's Brad Holmes cooking. And the off-season smells good. Woodward Sports.
If you're looking for the ultimate pickleball experience, you got to check out Wicked Pickle. It is Metro Detroit's hottest indoor pickleball spot. They have 10 climate-controlled courts, daily open play for all levels, including for Ryan and myself, and a chill lounge with TVs, ping pong, and cold drinks. There's always game on, rain or shine. If you're throwing a party or a team event, they host groups from 10 to 200. Go ahead and scan that QR code that's on the screen right now because you don't want to miss out on the APA Michigan Gold Cup, November 22nd through the 23rd. Sign up at pickleballtournaments.com. And make sure you mark your calendars for the Woodward Sports Pickleball Party. That is January 9th, and we do have more details on the way.
If you're looking to upgrade your relaxation game, check out the Massage Chair House in Bloomfield Hills, Michigan, the largest massage chair showroom in the Midwest. Located near the corner of Woodward and Long Lake Road, experience luxury comfort with Dr. Eric Duncan, the Wellness Doc, and the creator of the Tab YouTube Massage Chair Review channel. Book a visit at www.massagechairhouse.com or scan that QR code on your screen. The Massage Chair House, your ticket to ultimate recovery and relaxation.
And
we back.
I will say this without a doubt. Braylon Edwards is one of the nicest guys I know. I mean that. I mean he's thinking of other people all the time. So I told him I got to go out to dinner tonight with a group of people in a different line of work. Mm-hmm. And he's like, "Where are you going?" So I told him where you're going. And I said, "What should I get there?" He goes, "You should get this steak. They got great potatoes. Yeah. They got lobster bisque. I'm like, oh, don't like lobster bisque, but maybe I'll recommend it to somebody else. Okay. He goes, everything's really good. The broccolini. And I looked at him. Who tells somebody to order broccolini at a restaurant?
If you're going to go to a steakhouse, a chop house, which I recommend in Ann Arbor, they're one of the best in the country. Like, this how I know. Like, I had it in college when I was there, went to events, did all the things before your palate is mature and you know who you are and what you like to eat. Went around, didn't get drafted. You go to New York, you go all the places, 5 years of that, and you're traveling eating some of the best surf and turf. This restaurant is this. Did you know this restaurant has a Michelin star? Did you understand? Blah, blah, blah. Come back to Ann Arbor, and it's still better than all these places you told them really. So it's a legit spot. But if you're going to get a steak, its sides come with it. So I gave you a couple options on the sides that will accompany
I said I really appreciate
that steak.
That. I really appreciate it.
You got to put some greenery in there,
The broccolini killed me. Like he said, the Caesar salad's really good. Now, I said, oh, that sounds good. So steak, potatoes, salad. The broccolini's really good, too.
Something about that crunch. You know what I'm saying? Get a good crunch. Asparagus, how about that?
I know people who like that.
There you go.
Not yours truly, but I do know people who like that.
Fair.
Brian Branch is back for the Lions this weekend against Minnesota. Folks who have covered this team on a regular basis have tweeted out and put on social media some of the interviews that they've had with Brian Branch, and he said, first and foremost, could not watch the game he was suspended for, Tampa.
Yeah.
Whether you were hurt or whatever situation may be, were you ever in that situation? I can't watch the team. I can't watch my team.
Yeah, I tore my ACL in 2005, my rookie year with the Browns. It was in a game, which is my mom's birthday. Scored 2 touchdowns. I felt like this was like the coming out party in Cleveland. All right, maybe there's something here in Cleveland. Get hurt. This makes sense. It's Cleveland. And then in that space, there were 4 games left in the year. I couldn't watch because we were a bad team, had a bad record. The team wasn't good. I wasn't out there. And then when you're in those spaces, Shep, there was nothing I could have done about how I got injured or how I came down on my leg. But in my mind, it's my fault. Like, it's my fault I'm not out there. I want to be out there. So I couldn't turn in. I couldn't watch this team or watch that team. Okay. So, yeah, I didn't watch it all.
That's interesting. So Brian Branch is in the same club. He said the reserves in the secondary played better than the starters, which immediately makes me go, what? Uh-oh. How do you know if you didn't watch the game? but I think that's obvious from the film work that he's watched.
Because he has to watch that film.
Yes, has to watch the film
on Sunday,
right?
On Monday, excuse me.
Yeah. The other thing he said is he was thrilled with seeing all his teammates wear number 32, which I thought was really cool. I love that. So. Anyway, Brian Branch is back. It's great news. Lions are back this week.
You know what I hope from that moment, Shep? And I know you had more, but just in that snapshot, I hope he pays attention to that.
What? Pays attention to
Brian Branch. He said he loved that his teammates wore his jersey, correct? They're showing solidarity for their brother, right?
Yeah.
I hope he pays attention because this is what his team feels about you, correct? So this is how you have to operate moving forward. Like, this isn't to go back to that. We're past that, and he is too. But he has to remember that because this team cares about you. This team respects you. This team loves you. This team needs you. So to see your teammates do the jersey thing when it was essentially could have been your fault, pay attention to that. Lock into that.
Well said.
Lock it. Don't let those guys down.
I love that. Well said. To coin a phrase from, Wedding Crashers, lock it up. So lock that up. All right. You know how I felt sometimes about the NFL, and we love watching football. Could watch it every single night, literally, college or pro. But I do believe there's a lot of hypocrisy in the National Football League, including how much they care about their players. And I've said this ad nauseum for decades, all right? But Carson Wentz is a tough SOB. I know quarterbacks aren't always viewed as that. Way back in the day, Joe Kapp was. George Blanda was because he played linebacker or he played on both sides of the ball.
Iron Man football.
Yeah, but Carson Wentz is a tough dude. In case people don't know, he suffered a shoulder injury in the first half of Week 5 in London. Do you remember they were playing the Browns? Yeah. They were in London, and he had that kind of problem. He gutted it out for 2.5 more games, not quarters, 2.5 more games. He was in obvious pain. That's such a great shot that Ryan and Kool-Aid have put up there, because that's exactly what he looked like last week. When you and I talked via text, the Vikings are derelict in their duty for keeping, yes, I said duty, in keeping him in the game.
Yeah.
It's flat out wrong. So you're not going to win that game. That's one thing. Why in the world you don't go? What's the point of having Max Brosman as your backup quarterback? Who? Max Brosman, University of Minnesota. Sorry.
Yeah.
What's the point of having him as a backup? This is, I mean, this dangers. Now he's at the end of his career, but still dangers somebody's career. What they did there. I know it's not his throwing arm. I mean, that could have long-term effects. Shame on the Minnesota Vikings. Shame on Kevin O'Connell. And shame on the National Football League for not doing something about this. We've got people officiating, looking at film over and over again, and then calling up players and saying, you're fined because you had a late hit here. Yeah. We're trying to protect the quarterbacks from people like Myles Garrett. How about protecting the quarterbacks from their own coaches?
Yeah.
From their own organization. And I've got no affinity toward Carson Wentz. I don't know him from Adam. My problem is that this league preaches we care about our players. We believe about the safety of the players. And they don't do anything about the turf on which they play and putting a man in this type of situation where he could be long-term effects with his shoulder. It's flat out wrong.
I'll start by here because I know what's about to be incoming. Is at the end of the day, it's up to Carson Wentz to say I can't play, I can't go. It's up for him to talk to the manager, the training staff, the doctors, the head coach. That's what you're gonna say. That's what a lot of people are gonna say, and that's fine. The problem is that's just not the human condition. The human condition for Carson Wentz, former quarterback, which in the year that they won the Super Bowl, he was legitimate front runner for MVP at that time.
Mm-hmm.
He's front runner for MVP. He gets hurt. They still go on to win the Super Bowl. Insert Nick Foles. And ever since that season, he's been chasing that place and that status that he had. On his way to do what Josh Allen essentially did. Two small-time quarterbacks ascend to the next level when they take off. He's been trying to find that moment, and he hasn't been successful. So now he has an opportunity in Minnesota Vikings, with this skill set, with what this team did last year, what they're believing that he can maybe help them do. He's trying to deliver that for them. He is trying to do all he can. Also, while he's trying to change the narrative about him. He's trying to have you look at him. He knows you guys don't view him in a certain light, don't see him a certain way, or he's not this, he's not that. So he's looking for it. He's searching for it. So him telling the trainers that my shoulder's jacked up, my tricep is jacked up, my ankle is jacked up, I need to sit out. We're not built like that. That's not what he's trying to do. He's not trying to be Anthony Richardson. So you have to protect him from himself. You know what this guy is dealing with. The problem is he's not your guy.
Right.
Minnesota Vikings didn't draft him. Kwesi Mensah, like, he didn't draft him. He's not his guy. He didn't bring him in here. He didn't have any expectations for who and what Carson Wentz can provide. So to Shep's point, this is when the NFL steps in. They don't step on the broadcast. They don't step in during the game. This is when you have that call come to that locker room and say, hey, look, that guy's banged up. Get him out of here, or there will be some problems. There will be, maybe some fines or some things or something serious. Why that guy's the backup? Just like Hendon Hooker was our backup, because it's an aesthetic thing. We drafted him. We'll make him the backup. He looks good in the backup row. When he needed a backup, hey, Teddy, you still playing football?
Right.
Are you still around? So it's more of an aesthetic thing. But this,
doctors are taking guys out for concussions because they're trying to look out for them,
and that's it.
Yeah. And the league is sitting here fining Brian Dable for going into the blue tent. Yeah. It's fine, because not a huge fan anyway. I don't understand why you can't. If you can call Al Michaels on a Sunday night game and say, knock it off with him missing a kick, Will Reichard, because it hit one of the camera wires. You know that happened. They didn't call Al Michaels. They called the truck, though. Yeah. They called the TV truck, and then they relayed it to Al Michaels, do a mea culpa here. They can get involved in something like this. I thought it was flat out wrong in Bush League on the part of the National Football League, just like it is when the commissioner stands on stage.
Also, Kevin O'Connell, like a lot of and I look. Kevin's a former teammate. Kevin's a former teammate that I might see Tuesday, or at least on the stream for you know what. But Kevin O'Connell, like, some responsibility goes on you. I understand this isn't your guy. You didn't draft him. He's not Sam Darnold. He's not J.J. McCarthy. But guys out there putting on the line for you, man, and you know he can't go anymore. Like, anybody that watched this Vikings game, every single play, it just was, like every single play seemed like the last play, or it should be the last play. Even I watched that game against Cleveland.
Yeah,
I saw when that happened because he was actually operating decently as a quarterback, and then when that moment happened, he's been struggling ever since.
They were saying it during the broadcast. When it's as obvious to the broadcasters as it would be, coaches and players all recognize it too. So I'm glad we're on the same page there. All right, when we come back, we'll get to the mailbag. We got some super chats we want to get to. Anything that might be on your mind in the world of our discussion, or maybe not. Sometimes you help us with this show and coming up with some pretty good ideas to discuss as well as we roll on a Tuesday afternoon here on the Braylon Edwards Show. But first, from Black Rock.
Tuesday, perfect time to go to Black Rock and try out that steak and lobsters. Limited time only. I promise you, I'm going to come up here one day, very soon, and there will no longer be steak and lobster, and you're going to be kicking yourself. So don't kick yourself. Go get it. $19.99. The price point is the real deal. A deal is hot. Like you said, it won't last that long. Also, Braylon's beef is still on the menu. 20-ounce New York strip. Pull up on that. I guarantee you it is fire because it's cooked on that 755-degree volcanic rock. Fish and chips and just overall vibe and atmosphere. Black Rock Bar and Grill is where it's at. All of them sizzle. They sizzle above the rest. And don't forget, the Lions win. When the Lions win, you get free appetizers. So pull up on them for that steak and sizzles.
And you're not getting broccolini. You're getting an appetizer, all right? Choose the right appetizer. There's a ton from which to choose, and it's really good stuff. It's just as good sitting down and getting your hair cut, too, right here at Lady Jane's. It's really cool to walk in here to a really clean environment, a friendly environment. All the ladies are so happy. They're smiling. They want to talk sports with you sometimes. It's an easy way to spend a few moments to make yourself look better. They're going to help you. Lady Jane's, haircuts for men. It is wicked awesome.
Is that an octopus in your pants, or are you just happy to see me? See what I did there? Go Red Wings! From Octopi Experts, Woodward Sports. It's bear hunting season, and Dan Campbell is hungry for some kneecaps.
If you can just get a hold of them and you start dragging their ass out to the deep, dark abyss, you can drown them.
The Kings of the North are back for another year of the brand new Lions. Make sure you're locked in to Detroit's #1 sports network for all the news and info on your Detroit Lions.
Woodward Sports, let's go.
You heard about me, word of mouth. Now soak it in, baby, and check me out.
Check this out. The brand new model year has arrived at Feldman Chevrolet, and nobody has more inventory. That's why we're Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer. With the biggest selection at the lowest prices, there's never been a better time to check us out. Check out this 2026 Silverado for just $179 a month, or this 2026 Equinox for just $229 a month. So check us out, because around here, it's fun being #1.
Game is won in the trenches, and our big fellas don't mess around. The Woodward Heavyweights on Woodward Sports.
If you sports fans out there are looking to place a couple of sports bets coming up soon, head over to Caesar Sportsbook, the official sportsbook of Woodward Sports. Use code Woodward1000 or scan that QR code on your screen. If your first bet does not hit, you get that deposit right back. Maximum of $1,000 bet, minimum of just $20. Head over to Caesar Sportsbook, the official sportsbook of us here at Woodward Sports.
And we back.
Quick trivia question for you, and then we'll get to the chats, the super chats, and of course the mailbag. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Pretty easy. Well, it's not easy, but it's pretty simple. I'm going to give you something that only one player has ever done in NBA history. Okay? One. They were Rookie of the Year. They were Most Valuable Player.
Same year?
Nope.
Okay.
They were a Finals MVP.
Okay.
They were an All-Star MVP. They were Coach of the Year and Executive of the Year. One player has done it in the history of the sport. Rookie of the Year, MVP, Finals MVP, All-Star MVP, Coach of the Year and Executive of the Year. One player.
Wow.
Not easy. I'll give you a hint. Played on one of the most storied franchises in the history of the sport.
All right, so he's played for the Celtics. It has to be.
Well, I said one of. I didn't say which one.
Yeah, but when you say coach.
Okay, and then I would say
They wouldn't have.
you, all of us. Ryan might be too young. All of us watched him play.
The MVP part is what I'm trying to figure out. Who the F was MVP?
I think that's the easiest part. I think the hardest part was Executive of the Year.
Is it Kevin McHale?
He never was MVP.
It's a really
though.
good guess, but he wasn't MVP.
Hey, he's the only coach that I could guess.
Right.
See, your mind went to exactly where I was at. I'm like, all right, Celtics got to be carry over. Figure out Danny Ainge, no. Kevin McHale, no. We all watched. It wouldn't have been them. Did he win with Golden State somehow?
Mm-mm.
I'm over it. Who is this?
Larry Bird.
Wow.
Yeah, Mazed up in the chat. Got it right. He said Larry Bird.
I said everything but Larry Bird.
Yeah.
I know it's
Well, I thought for sure you were going Larry Bird. But what held you up? Because he won 3 MVPs.
Well, it's not the MVPs. It's the fact I forgot that he coached in Indianapolis.
Right.
I forgot the coaching in Indianapolis.
I remember the coaching. I forgot the executive part.
Well, I remember it's funny. I remember the executive part because most notably Isaiah had to work for him.
Yeah. That's right.
So I remember the executive. I forgot I'm an idiot.
No,
I'm
you're
an
not.
idiot for
I mean,
this.
that's not easy.
Yeah.
It's not an easy. But one guy's done it.
he's
I mean,
like-
I would have needed a lot. I wouldn't have gotten it without some plenty of hints. Once I said one of the more storied franchises, I thought you might go Lakers. But
I knew it was Celtics. The Lakers don't have coaches like that. I mean, unless you were to go, who was the guy, Jerry? Unless you go to Logo, start trying to like find
Jerry West.
Phil Jackson.
Jerry West was MVP. Jerry West was Finals MVP.
100%.
Jerry West was an Executive of the Year. I don't know if he was ever Coach of the Year.
Because he coached very quickly.
Yeah.
And it was like that year and a half where he was coach, then he was fired. Then it was like they needed him in spots, and then Phil took over.
It's a good one, huh?
I knew it was Celtics. I just can't believe I forgot.
So now you guys can use that at the next party you're at and have a great time, and then
That's
just
a good one, too.
do the mic drop and leave. Let's get to the super chats and any mailbag before we're out of here on a Tuesday.
Michael Wary, number one crown amongst the fans today in our chat. $2 super chat says, let's get Bray into the college and the Big Ten Hall of Fame.
Hey.
Look, I've said this about the college, and didn't mean to make him, a little uncomfortable, but about 3 weeks ago or so, I had this long soliloquy on that very same thing. And I don't understand how it can't be, to be honest with you. The College Football Hall of Fame, to me, it's a no-brainer. I don't get it. And I don't know what they're doing, but they should be watching this show.
I'll say this, look, man, it's on God's time at this point. I've said it. I've come, I've gotten everything out. I understand now it's on God's time. When it happens, it'll happen. The only thing that you get reminded and nervous about, Shep, is look what happened on Sunday. This is so it's like I want to make sure that I'm here to receive it. Like, I don't want to be posthumously. I don't want my family there. Representing me. I would like to represent myself with my family.
But it's not just that. It's about being deserved. Yeah. Okay, and it is deserved. So class act on top of that, absolutely. Yeah. And thank you for doing that in the chat. The other thing, I know there's a lot of people. Let me just say this real quick because I saw this on social media last night. I know there's a lot of people who are not fans of Patrick Mahomes. I like him, but the Chiefs and all that other stuff.
Did the NFL ruin that, or did the media ruin that, or is it elements of him as well?
Well, it could. I mean, you and I we've had this discussion before about Arch Manning, about the hype, and I said it's not on him, and you say it's the family and all this other stuff. Well, it's the same thing with Patrick Mahomes. When you're doing commercials on a regular basis for various things, you are bringing that attention on your own. I don't have a problem with him. I like him a lot. But not just because I think he's a great player and a Hall of Fame player. I like him because of who he stands for. Last night, there was a little girl who is suffering. It appeared to be like she was suffering from some type of illness. I don't want to reach too far because I don't know. But all the Kansas City players are going through and giving her 5. She's just on the sideline. Patrick Mahomes stops, bends over, gets down to her level, which is really important, and grabs a football and signs it. And her father's in the background, and he puts his hands in his face, and he's almost in tears. Yeah. You know this better than we do, but the impact you can make on young people when you're at that level, whether you want to believe you're a role model or not, is pretty special. And I thought he took it to a wonderful level, and I thought it was pretty awesome. And it's not enough of those stories are told all the time. She wasn't wearing his number. Yeah. she was just wearing a Chiefs jersey, and he goes down and he signs the ball. It was fantastic, and it really warms my heart. All right, go ahead.
They'll remember that moment forever.
Yeah. Forever. And by the way, he will never do anything wrong in her eyes, and why would she?
Fair.
Go ahead, Kool-Aid. Sorry about that.
No problem at all. I thought that was a definitely great commentary, but we do have some comments and questions from the chat about the Lions' next opponent. Let me bring it up here. And it is from Randall Smalls. He says, Mailbag, if J.J. McCarthy is starting against the Lions, does Kelvin Shepard keep us in the zone or blitz the heck out of him?
Oh, he bring the house. I mean, to be honest, you really don't have to. But
I was just going to say that. I don't think you'll have to.
You really don't have to, but if you're just trying to get the game over early and put them in a situation to where they're trailing, and because it is – their tackles are down, their tackles are depleted. Now you bring in JJ, and you understand he's still trying to figure it out as a young quarterback. This is essentially his rookie year. Yeah, you don't have to bring the house, but if I was just trying to get the game over early, I would.
It's a good question, though. Absolutely, really good question. We always get good questions here on the Braylon Edwards Show. Our thanks for you to take the time to spend with us on a Tuesday afternoon. Always means a lot to us. We really appreciate it. All those of you in the chat, we hope you're back with us tomorrow at 2 o'clock right here on Woodward Sports. Have a great rest of your Tuesday, everybody.
Looking for your daily sports fix? Look no further. Join Braylon Edwards, the University of Michigan legend.
Lofting it, right corner of the end zone for Braylon, up in the air. Touchdown, Michigan!
And Shep.
Do you believe this comeback?
Your favorite sports commentator as they tackle the hottest topics in the world of sports. Catch the Braylon Edwards Show with Shep, Monday through Friday from 2 to 4 p.m. on the Woodward Sports Network. Get ready to laugh, learn, and love sports like never before.